Today I will show you how to turn 2D icons into 3D, how to turn 2D shapes into 3D, and lastly turning 2D text into 3D text. And I'm gonna use AI for this, and before you click away, I'm not gonna just type a prompt, hit enter, and like that's it. No, I'm gonna use AI as a tool in my workflow. And this way we also have full control over our animation, how it moves, what it looks like, just skipping the whole 3D rendering process. And this will not only save you hours of time, this will also impress your clients, and you can also charge more money with this. Now let's jump into it. For the first animation, I need a hand.png. You can also take a photo of your hand. I'm gonna use this one. Let's save that. And then we need some icons. And let's go to flat icon. And I want to basically have some social media icons. So I'm gonna go for Instagram, X, YouTube. I'm gonna try to keep them a bit of the same style. It doesn't matter that much because we're also gonna change the style later on. Let's download these. I'm gonna make this PNG and let's make them quite high res, free download. And there we go. And then I'm gonna go to After Effects. And don't be scared, I'm gonna lead you through it. There we go. Let's go to new composition, 25 frames per second. And duration, let's make this 10 seconds for now. Okay, let's import the files, icons, and the hand. There we go. And let's import the hand first, about here. It doesn't really matter that this is a bit low resolution. First, I'm gonna press S for scale, and I'm gonna scale this up by a lot, just around here. And the cool thing now is that we can decide the animation. You see, with a lot of AI, you don't really have control over what is gonna happen on screen, but we do have that now. We can just press P for position, set a keyframe. I'm gonna drag this to the right, and I'm gonna hold shift and drag this to the left. Then I'm gonna select these keyframes, right click keyframe assistant, easy ease, and then go into the graph editor. If it doesn't look like this, click on this icon and change it to edit speed graph. Select the last keyframe and drag this to the left. Now we should already have a cool animation of the hand coming in. Nothing special, but it already looks cool. Now let's import those icons that we imported before. Let's just drag them in. Press S for scale. Here we go. And I'm gonna go to effects and presets, and I'm gonna add a invert to this. And this will invert the color, so it will turn to white. And I'm just doing that to all of them just so we can see what we're doing here. That is already great. I'm gonna select them all by holding shift and make them 3D by clicking on the 3D icon. And I'm gonna do the same with the hand. Now let's go to layer, new, null object, and let's also make that 3D. I'm gonna select all of our icons. I'm gonna right click. I'm gonna go to transform, center in view. That will make sure that they're fully centered like this. Now let's go to the null, press R for rotation, rotate it on the Z axis a bit. And this depends a bit on how you want it. And then I'm gonna go to the icons. I'm gonna press P for position, and I'm gonna move them a bit more to the front, just like this, maybe around -1000, just like this. And what I'm now gonna do is I'm gonna go into the top view, and I do that by clicking here on active camera and then to top, so we can see this view. This is basically our flat hand, and these are basically our icons. I'm just gonna link them one by one. So let's start with the TikTok. Let's link it to the null, go into the null, and let's rotate this a bit, so it's maybe somewhere around here. Let's do the next one, link it to the null and move it a bit further. Next one, link it to the null, move it a bit further, and last one, link it to the null and move it a bit further. As you can see, we didn't make our full round. That doesn't really matter because we're just using this as a guide. So let's go back to the active camera and let's see what we made. And as you can see, this looks really ugly. So let's rotate it first. Now to rotate it nicely, I'm first gonna straighten it out, probably something like this. Now I can rotate it on the Y axis. So let's move this a bit, not too much, maybe just something like this. Again, easy ease this. Now that it's nicely straight and we have some rotation to it, we can change the X rotation to this to move it a bit. We can even change the orientation to be a bit more like this. Move these keyframes out a bit. Cool. Now last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select all of the icons, press T for transparency, set a keyframe for the opacity, and then go a bit to the left and then drag it to 0%. And then we fade it in just like that. We can even offset these a bit if we want to. Now this looks really ugly. I completely agree. You can say it, you can comment it down. Tom, this looks so horrible, but let him cook. We're gonna now make it look nice. So we first have to render this. Let's go to composition and add to media encoder Q. The render settings itself, they don't really matter, so we can just use the adaptive high bitrate. We can click on the folder where we want it, base.mp4. Let's start it. And while this is rendering, I'm gonna look for some inspiration. So I'm here on Pinterest and I have this cool 3D icon. Now we could just copy this over and say like, hey, I want this style. However, this is not what I really like. I want to do it how I normally work. Gather a lot of inspiration from different sources and then turning that into something cool. So I'm also gonna do that now. I'm gonna look for some more things that look cool. So let's search for 3D icon. And ideally, I want it all a bit in the same style. So for example, if you go for this, then I also want to keep that a bit glass morphism, I would say. And the funny thing is, sometimes there's even a prompt where you can already see that this is an AI generated image anyway. I think this also looks really cool, but I want to stick a bit with the same style. So I'm probably gonna go with something like this, and I'm just gonna click on a few. Then I'm gonna search for hand, and I'm gonna see a bit the style that I want to go for. I think this is really dope, but this is not the style that I want to go for. And this is also the thing, this is the process where you choose what you like, what fits the client, what fits this project. So I like this too. Now I'm going to use Claude to help me prompt. So now I have a prompt. Hey Claude, I want to turn a basic animation into something cool. And you need to write me a prompt, basically keeping the composition elements the same, but changing the style of the icons, and the hand I attach the basic animation of the hand. By the way, this also looks so cool. I'm already getting distracted. Let's just copy this, and I'm just going to paste that. And again, by having a mix of things, we can really create something of our own. Now, lastly, a screenshot of this. I'm just going to change it to full quality. There we go. Let's copy this over. I'm going to adjust it a bit later on. Now, let's drop into Higgsfield. They're also the sponsor of this video. And if you want to support me, use the link down below to get to Higgsfield. I'm going to go to image, create image, and I'm just going to paste this prompt, and let's adjust it a bit. 6 social media apps. That's all good. Now, let's quickly go back to Claude and copy this original image so we don't have to re-screenshot it. Save some time there, and let's paste this. Now, we can use the unlimited mode. We can also change the resolution. It doesn't matter that much. I'm going to use the unlimited mode for now. And there we have our image. This was one time. You can also see it. I didn't delete anything. And as you can see, this looks so cool, right? This is exactly what I envisioned with the icons. So now we can use this in our animation. And for the animation, we can just go to video, create video. Now for the model, you can use Cdense or Cling. Cling is a bit cheaper. I'm going to use Cdense for now. Now let's upload the media, and I'm going to go to image generations, and I'm already going to click on check legibility on this icon or on this image. Let's go to uploads, upload media. And now I'm going to upload the MP4 that we created. The length of the video, to be honest, can be a bit lower. Save some credits here. And let's already type the prompt. And I have here, keep the composition and animation of ... exactly the same. Turn it, the style into ... Once the video is done and the image is also legible, which it is, as you can see, hit add, and then the video, and then style into add the image. And by doing it like this, we will save a ton of credits, because we could have also just inputted this video and then added a prompt to get to that style, but it really is trash in, trash out. So we probably would have had to generate like 20 times and spend so much money on credits. Now we have the video ready and we have the style ready, so we can hit generate. You can also make it lower resolution if you want to. I'm going to use 1080p. So let's generate. And while this is generating, let me just quickly be transparent with you. Does this cost money? Yes, it's 63 credits. So this video would probably cost me like maybe $2. If I would have used Cling, then maybe $1. Now, does that add up? If you make 50 of these videos, then you're probably already at $100. But what you don't need to forget is that time is money. A lot of editors, when they start out, they don't even think of this. But imagine if with this time, you can get another client in. Let's say your hourly wage is around $50. And if you're quick with 3D, then maybe that would take you an hour to make. Then this actually would cost you $50 if you would make it yourself. For me, that was really a mindset shift. So I hope this helps you too. All right, the first generation is done, but I'm not really happy with it. The hand is not coming into the screen, and you can probably fix that by making the prompt a bit more in depth. However, we can also use Cinema Studio, which I'm just going to show you quick. Sometimes Cinema Studio works a bit better, so let's go there. And it works somewhat similar. I'm just using Cinema Studio 3.5. I'm just going to go to the bottom, video, Cinema Studio 3.5, and then add reference media. We can just add them here. So we can go to the uploads, this one, and image generation, this one. And then in terms of the prompt, nothing too crazy, just a bit the same. I want a hand coming in and 6 social media icons popping in, just like video 1 in the style with image 1, and then hit generate. It's a bit more expensive, 80 credits. So this is something to keep in mind. And then we have this animation. I think it looks super dope. It's exactly what I wanted. I am missing some motion blur, but it's actually my fault because I didn't render that with it. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but now with shapes. So let's go back to After Effects, back to our project, and I'm just going to create a new composition. Press OK. And let's go to the rounded rectangle tool, and you do this by clicking and holding your mouse down on the rectangle, changing that to the rounded rectangle tool. Let's draw a shape. The color doesn't really matter. We're going to change the style anyway. So let's include some roundness to this, and let's go to the text tool, type here button. Let's change the font to San Francisco, just like that. Center this. Then I'm gonna duplicate the shape and change the color of this to be darker or lighter. It doesn't really matter as long as there's contrast between it. That's okay. Click on this shape and let's move this a bit, just like that. Let's make the text a bit smaller, a bit more luxurious. And now let's link this to this shape layer by parenting it, going into the shape, pressing P for position, setting a keyframe, going a bit further, and then let's align it with the white shape and then make it go back just like that. Select these keyframes, hit F9, go into the graph editor, and let's make this nice and smooth. Probably something like this. Let's quickly preview this. Very nice. I think it looks dope. Maybe select them and hold Alt and drag them a bit more close so it goes a bit more quick. Very nice. This is already sort of 3D, but not really the 3D that I want. So let's export this. Let's first make this composition a bit more short. Let's say 3 seconds. Right click, trim comp to work area, then composition, add to media encoder queue. Same thing like we did before. Button, base, save, and render. There we go. Now let's go back to our inspiration, and we can of course use this same style. However, I also looked for some buttons and I found this, which is actually also the same style, but looks really cool. But I also saw this, which looks really dope in my opinion. And there's a few here on the right that I think are also looking really, really nice. And again, what we can do, we can just copy a few. I would definitely recommend to at least copy 4 or 5. So it's really taking some inspiration from it. And we're not using one as a single one. Now I can just copy this prompt and we can do this in a new prompt window, or I can just paste it in here. Now I just want to change the prompt a bit. The style of the button is attached. The basic animation of the button is also attached. And again, let's go to After Effects and let's just copy this. Here we go. It's not that important for Claude to also have the original, but just to give it some context, there we go. Glossy 3D rendered. Let's copy this. Let's go to image again. Let's paste this. Let's copy our original image and let's paste that too. And let's hit generate. Now again, I'm using unlimited, so that's nice. I'm not using any credits now. Now I like the style that it's going for. I think this one is not great. I think this one is actually quite nice with the reflection of the softbox. That is what I want. I'm a bit curious what it will do with the text, but let's just try it out. Generated this one too. I like that even better. So that's perfect. We can go to video. I'm going to do a bit the same. Let's remove these and let's now upload the media, and let's go to image generations and check the legibility of these. We can even do a few if we want to. So selecting a few. Now I'm going to give it a bit more context. So keep the composition animation off, and then the video have the button text exactly the same and the way the button animates and presses in. However, use the style of making it, and then I'm just gonna paste this. Let's see if it's done. It's done. So let's select it. Now let's upload the video button base. Open. In the meantime, I'm already gonna tag the image. Add image. It's done. So let's select it, and then we can tag it to add video, and then press generate. If you want to just test it first, we can also use Cdense fast, or you can also use a low resolution and then upscale it later. So it's done generating, and it generated 2 buttons. One I really like, but there is some movement in this. I also like this, but the downside of this one is that there's a bit of a glow in this. I use Cinema Studio for this just to test it. I like the bounciness into it, but I don't like the glow that it goes over. So I'm gonna go and stick with this one, and then I can just download this. And because it's a black background, we can even add this to another animation. So let's say we download this now and we go back to After Effects, and let's say we import this file. Let's also import a screenshot. I'm gonna drag that in. Let's scale this down way too big, and then let's add our button to this, and then we can just change the blending mode to screen, and it will look already really cool. Now, if you have a white background, you need to regenerate the video. Make sure that it has a really bright background, like or white, or maybe blue or green screen even. In this case, the button is green, so I would just use blue. And then you can use extract, or you can use key light effect to basically key out the color that you want. For now, this works really well. And now what I want to do is just go to toggle switches mode, make this 3D, and add a bit of rotation to this, going to the rotate tool, and then let's rotate it on the Z axis so we can match it a bit with the button. This doesn't have to be perfect, and what we can do now is we can press T for transparency, change the opacity a bit so it's a bit darker, and then we can even add a Gaussian blur to the background, just a tiny bit, turn the repeat edge pixels off, and there we go. We have a cool button animation, like a 3D button that is getting pressed, and I think this already looks so dope. Now let's change some 2D text into 3D. Let's create a new composition first by clicking on the create a new composition, and then let's go to the text tool. And by the way, you don't have to do this in After Effects. You can also do this in another tool. Like you can use Photoshop for this. You can use any image editing program. You can even use like your notes program, because basically what I want to do is make sure the composition is right and that the text is right. So for example, let's type in the word bubbles. I'm gonna make a cool design here, just duplicating this a few times, just like that. Now we can add some animation like we did before, but I'm just gonna keep it like this. I'm gonna go to layer, new solid. I'm gonna add a new colored solid, maybe a bit like a pinkish. Okay, let's move this to the back. So we have something like this. Now again, if you want to add animation to it, you can now. Then you can also then go to composition and then add to media encoder queue. Do the same thing like we did before, but I also want to show you a simple method where we just screenshot this. this, just taking a quick screenshot just like this, hit capture. Then I'm going to go to our inspiration again, and I found some cool text here that I already had in mind. I found before. I think this looks really cool, and this also looks really cool. I also have something here. It's almost like a bit like liquidy, bubbly, fits the vibe of bubble. I'm going to use these two just like before, copy them, put them in Claude. Hey Claude, want to turn a basic animation to something cool. I also put in the screenshot that we just took, and then I got a prompt, glossy 3D inflated text bubble. What I'm missing here is a bit like the 2D text needs to stay in the background, so I'm gonna adjust that a bit. I'm gonna copy this over, and then I paste it here. Then I've changed the text a bit, so glossy 3D inflated letter spelling bubble, and then what I added is background has the 2D text bubble spelled out, just to make sure that stays in the image. And then I just kept our image as a reference. Now you can also use the inspiration in here. I don't like to do that because I think it's always nicer that it just comes up with something new, because let's say you do put in the input image here, you're really risking that it really copies that style instead of using it as an inspiration, which is why we also have that step of Claude in between it. I'm gonna use unlimited again, and let's hit the generate button. I generated 3, and the first one is cool, but not how I wanted. It changed the background. I like the second one, but I don't like the shadow, and I like the third one the most. It's the most realistic with the shadow, and also I like the glossiness of the bubbly text. Now I can animate this by hitting animate. It will automatically open it in Cling as a start frame. Now I want to change this to Cdense, but we can also try out Cling, also fine. Hey, I'm not your boss. In Claude, I also asked for a animation prompt. It's not perfect. This is not also like focusing on how it pops up. And this is also where your inputs come, right? Like you want to change it up a bit. So I changed it into each 3D bubble letter appears by popping up. Keep the 2D text with the bubble stationary and not moving at all. Cling 3.0, and let's make it really short, maybe like 4 seconds or something. Let's hit generate. And now we can also generate it in Cdense just by changing the model. We'll just change it to Cdense 2.0. And then we have to upload the media. We can just click here and then go to image generations and then click on the one that we want. We can also tag it. Don't need to. Let's keep it like this. Generate. It generated this one. I don't really like how it's moving. It looks still cool. It is the same background, same colors, same 3D pattern, same composition too. And this is the cool thing, right? Like we put this as input, but it will still think, you know what? I'm just going to move the camera out. And I also didn't specify that the camera doesn't need to move. However, I don't like that it does that. This one it generated with Cling. I like this one the most so far because it is exactly what I want. The camera is just stationary and just these texts are like bouncing around. I would have loved if they popped in somehow. Maybe I didn't specify it enough, but in my opinion, this is really dope. And then you get something like this. And I think this is the prime example of using AI as a tool. You have so much more control over it by putting in the 2D animation first and basically skipping the whole rendering part. And now you can integrate these videos into an edit and make it look really cool. So try out Higgsfield, links down below. Of course, don't forget to subscribe. Also, let me know what you want to see next, and then I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.